Uneducated, unfiltered, unhinged. This is the Mangina Dialogues. We at it again with your host Nick Scopes and the Gregolicious. You know how we do, cause you know we keeping it gangster and silly. Unplugged like a full swung titty. Bout get jitty, cause you know we down to the nitty and the gritty. And we make shit sound so damn pretty. Yeah, cause this unhinged comedy. And right now you're in the mix, so get ready, cause we bout to get it poppin', and we ain't stopping.
Uneducated, unfiltered, unhinged. This the Mangina Dialogues. We at it again. Yeah, we at it again. Uneducated, unfiltered, unhinged. This the Mangina Dialogues. We at it again. Yeah, we at it again. Yeah, yeah.
Hello and welcome to the Mangina Dialogues. I am your host, Nick Scopes.
And I'm the Gregolicious.
Every week, Greg gets more and more embarrassed of his name. And our guest today is Erin Robertson, the founder of the Testies and Tata Towels Company. How are you, Erin?
I'm good, thanks. How are you guys?
Doing so well. 2 questions for you right off the bat. Number 1, what'd you think of that intro song?
I thought it was amazing. It made me laugh, and I've never heard something like that before.
What would you do if I told you that puppets actually made that song?
Are you serious?
I am.
we have a video.
I would believe you.
we have video. My favorite part of that was the full swung titty. That's like my favorite.
It's very apropos to this podcast.
That's what I was going to say.
I was going to say, if they're swinging, they'll work in my towels.
And now the second is, what do you think of Greg's name, the Gregolicious?
Well, I really like it. I think he definitely needs to keep it, especially since he gets embarrassed every time he says it.
Oh, I'm not. It's going no place, and
Yeah,
it's not really. I'm not embarrassed in any way of that name. I put a lot of time and effort into this name over the last 5 years. But, when I hear it being sung by a puppet, it just makes me giggle.
Well, that's what it's all about.
It is.
It is.
So let's talk about these towels.
Yes, I'm
all
so
right.
interested on, well, you could say how I got started, but like the use, what they are. I'm so excited. Go ahead, Erin. Take it away.
Okay, so about 2 years ago, I was getting ready to go on a Tinder date. So, of course, a lot of sweating was involved. You never know what you're about to go into.
True.
And as I was getting ready, I live in Los Angeles, and I was in this tiny apartment, and my air conditioning wasn't working. And I was just tired of having to wrap a big towel around me, especially women who have large breasts. Towels are not they're not great for getting ready. They push your boobs down. You then have skin-on-skin contact, and it just gets, a little sweaty and uncomfortable. So I went on this date, and I can't even remember the guy's face. All I remember is, how is there not a solution for this, and why can't I find something? So I went on Amazon. I searched everywhere, and I couldn't find a solution. So I ended the date early. And I went home and I literally laid in bed staring at my ceiling for about 2 hours trying to figure out how can I solve this. And I like to say, I had like that Oprah aha moment. I was like, oh my God, I think I got it. And so I jumped out of bed. I ran to my living room and I taped 4 pieces of printer paper together and I cut out what I thought would be a pattern. I then borrowed a friend's sewing machine and taught myself how to sew. And I started making these towels. And I thought for a long time I was going to just have to beg all of my friends to buy them for their moms or sisters for a holiday. But once I started handing them out, no one was returning the towels back to me. And they were saying how much they love them. And that's pretty much how it all got started.
That's incredible. That is so fun. So it's these things are solely for getting ready in the house use. You're not wearing them like underneath clothing or anything like that.
Well, I mean, I call it my Costco bra sometimes. I have no shame. I have no shame in going to Costco or Target with a sweatshirt over them. But yes, I call them, they're more of a lounge bra. I know not all women have sweaty boobs, and sometimes women don't like to admit that they have sweaty boobs. And it's really hysterical because a lot of guys, when you bring up boob sweat, they're like, "Oh, that's disgusting," and I'm like, "Yeah," because every time you put your hand up a girl's shirt, it's always ice cold up there. Like, come on, there's always some moisture happen. It's always a little warm. So
mine are always a little warm for sure. Yeah.
Nick needs one of these. He definitely, definitely does.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah.
Well, so it's for. I created it mostly for getting out of the shower, right before you get dressed. When you get home from work, you can take that uncomfortable bra off and pop on a Tata towel and relax.
Interesting.
So, like on your website, it looks like it's for girls and women who are larger chested. Is that really? I mean, is that who it's meant for, or is it really universal
Absolutely.
for anybody?
No, this is something where gravity works in your favor. So if your boobs are big and they have a little, hang to them, this towel is for you. The women that don't and your breasts, I say, can you do a pencil test? If you can put a pencil underneath one of your breasts and hold your hands up and the pencil stays, the Tata towel is for you. If it doesn't, then you probably don't have the issue anyways, and it won't work for you.
We definitely know at least a dozen or so guys that can do that with the pencil. So
that's great.
I think that we're gonna take it over there for a little while.
Yeah.
But like on the website, it shows like girls wearing these with an outfit. But is that just as a advertisement? Because like even in a picture on there, I think it might be you in overalls on a bike.
Yeah.
Like, is it being able to be used as a fashion thing, or is that really just to show the different uses for this across multiple different ways?
It's a little bit of both, actually. Some women don't care and have no problem going out in overalls or this top, but it is basically meant for home use, under your pajamas, just lounging around at home.
Awesome.
We have a lot of women that like to wear these in their carpool line too when they take kids to school. They'll have them underneath their sweatshirts or whatever.
Can you just shout out a couple schools?
Yeah, right.
Well, what I want to know too is how did that Tinder date go? Bad, good?
Not good at all. But
I love horrible first date stories. That's why I asked.
Yeah, no, definitely. And that's kind of why I did the whole online dating thing too. It's just so fun. You never know what you're going to get. And this guy in particular was one of those that was very concerned I was going to show up and not look like my pictures. Understandably, And I show up and he doesn't look like his pictures. And I was just so upset. I was like, I got to go home and figure out this boob sweat problem. I don't have time for this.
So you owe him a big thank you, actually.
I do. I don't even remember his name,
but
I remember the date.
What would your success rate on Tinder be? Like, if you're going to rate your success to failures, where does that sit?
Well, to be honest with you, I have met my boyfriend that I'm with now. I met him on Hinge. Shout out to Hinge.
Hinge is the shit. I only use Hinge. Hinge actually is cool. Yeah, I like Hinge.
Yeah.
He's lying. He's a grinder guy.
I was going to say that, but I didn't know. You kind of seems more. So.
If you saw how tight his pants are right now.
I'm pretty metro.
Sockless.
I'm not going to lie.
Well, it sounds like you're enjoying how tight his pants are, so maybe Grindr's for you.
I have burn.
And your name's the Gregalicious, so...
Yeah.
Hey, I question a lot of things.
Dude, I love... So, like, now... So you met your current boyfriend on Tinder. So you're off now.
Yeah.
Hinge.
I'm sorry. Hinge. Online. Whatever. The apps are all the fucking same, pretty much.
Same. Yeah, exactly.
God. Was dating in LA a nightmare or what?
Oh, my gosh. Yes.
Was everyone trying to be an actor? I have a feeling.
Everyone's trying to be something out here. That's for sure. No, it's you live in LA, so guys are after the next best thing, which is fine. I came to LA not for a relationship, but to work, and I feel like that's what a lot of people are out here doing. So I look at it as a sport. Have fun with it. It's all a numbers game.
True.
And the more weirdos that you meet, the more, to make your accounts private and don't let them follow you home or.
What is this your full-time job now, or is this just like a side business and you have a full-time occupation?
So I was actually still making these towels in my living room, and I was still buying my fabric at Joann Fabrics by like 5 yards at a time, and I thought I was all cool. And then a couple months after I had launched, I went viral, and I ended up selling like $1 million of product of towels in like 2 months. So this has been a full-time job, and it's been really, I was a personal assistant. I worked for a lot of celebrities, mostly in the comedy industry. And this was kind of the biggest joke. I thought, I was like, this isn't really happening. And I was able to quit my job, and you better believe I went out like, I wish I could say it, but fuck you, you're cool, fuck you, I'm out.
Favorite movie. I love that fucking movie.
Yeah.
Half
You're
baked.
all suspects.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, I'm able to turn this into a full-time job. I employ my sister is my right-hand man, and she handles all my customer service. So it's a family-owned and operated business, and I make all of my towels here still in Los Angeles, which is really important to me. When I was on Shark Tank, they really wanted to go overseas, China, and I just feel like I'm really proud to keep it here.
So when were you on Shark Tank?
I was on Shark Tank about a year ago, actually.
And did you wind up with a deal?
I did. I got a deal with Lori Grenier,
Okay.
the QVC queen.
Right.
And yeah, it was a great opportunity, and I'm still like, I can't believe I went on it. Every time the show goes on and they do the dun dun before the doors open, my stomach drops and I want to like vomit immediately.
So did the deal actually come through, or was it just after you guys left the episode taping, it didn't materialize?
So the thing is you kind of sign your life away to them. So I will say that we did work with Lori through it, and I'm really grateful for everything that she has done. And now I am on my own, which has been even better.
Yeah, I have a couple of friends who have had who were on Shark Tank and came away with deals, and one of them has had actually a very successful run on through it. And he does some novelty sunglasses. You might have seen it. It's called Sun Stashes.
Oh, cool.
His partner is Damon John, but same probably very similar story to yours and how it ultimately ended up. So is that when you went from not nothing, but from small, doing it in your apartment to $1 million in sales overnight? Like, was it through the Shark Tank experience?
No. I went on actually about 8 months after I went viral. Like I said, I was still making them in my living room, so I had to scale up really quickly. And I was such a novice. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't even know how to turn my website off and say sold out. So I had oversold tens of thousands of towels. And so I had to run all over Los Angeles, find the right materials, find a manufacturer, and I had to scale up immediately, which took a couple months to do. Like I said, my background was an executive personal assistant, so I had no idea how to find fabric on bolts or find fabric that, I can buy more than 10 yards at a time.
And
so it definitely was a learning experience.
How long did it take you to fill all those orders?
It took probably about 3 to 4 months.
Wow.
It was a very trying time. I definitely had to put my big girl pants on and figure it out, because I didn't even think that more, like I said, I thought I would just be begging my friends to buy these for their parents, for the moms and sisters. And now I sold tens of thousands of towels, and I had no idea where to even begin. I was like, I can't even sew this much. Like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Your thumbs must have been killing you.
Oh my gosh. Thumbs, like everything was killing me. I would wake up so happy, but then I would cry immediately too and be like, how am I going to do this? Like, everyone's going to, because it's also like your baby, right? You have this product that you believe in, but you're not sure if other people are going to get it. And now, instead of having just a few friends tell you about the product, you now have tens of thousands of people who are going to critique you and think that this is what you've been doing all your life, and you should, be a pro at this. And so it was really scary, but I'm really thankful that they've been received really well. We're still kicking ass. And not to mention, we've now started a new line for men called the Testy towel.
Nice transition.
That's what I was going to ask about. Hit it.
Thank
How
you.
did that come to be? That was my next question.
So I actually have a lot of men that like to buy these towels for their partners, their wives, girlfriends, whatever.
I was going to say, I
Because a
hope
lot
they're
of
not
men-
buying them for themselves, because that means there's a gigantic ball problem across this country.
Yeah, exactly. Wait, there isn't? I thought there was.
I mean, I don't know. Nick lives in a gym locker room.
Yeah, that's where I live. in locker 69.
Clearly, he sees a lot more balls than I do.
I was just in the gym locker room. It was wild in there. Anyway.
Yeah. They do get pretty crazy. I'm like, I don't know anything about this.
Maybe we could do a deal. I work with Equinox. Maybe we could do a Testy towel deal with Equinox in the locker room. Just offer them.
Oh, that would be awesome. Well, so that is exactly what these towels are for. I had tons of guys, as they were buying these for their girlfriends or wives, they would always comment, when are you making one for guys? Will you make one for men? And I had literally received so many requests daily that I thought, all right, why don't I take a stab at it and see if I can do it? So I created this towel, and it's actually made out of all the same components as my Tata towels. So one side's terry cloth, one side is a really soft liner, and then it has a elastic drawstring around the base how it goes on, and then you can tighten it or loosen it however you need to.
Wow. So this is just, again, solely for like getting ready, just chilling. Do you guys wear it underneath their jeans when they go out? That would be awesome.
Well, I've had to test this. I take my testing very seriously with Testy towels.
You take your testes very seriously. We get it.
I take them very seriously. So my boyfriend's been helping me with this because obviously I need a model. So I have made him like walk around the house. I've made him do gym runs with these. I have made him go to dinner with us wearing them underneath his clothes.
Just them in a tank top.
Yeah, exactly. I wish. But no, I told him he could put pants on. I allowed that for the testing. But yeah, so I handed them out to a bunch of guys, all different shapes, sizes. And I just said, wear these everywhere you would think to wear it. And let me know how they fit and how you like it. And a lot of guys are coming back saying they like wearing it because some guys who don't wear underwear, they freeball it. They find a lot of comfort in this because it keeps everything together. You're not swinging around everywhere.
Watch out for that zipper. Those zippers are tricky.
Yeah, exactly. Well, this protects you from the zipper.
Right, exactly.
A Testy
Perfect.
towel on, you can zip up and down freely.
You have to sell these dispenser gifts in the mall.
Well, it's funny. We just got started, and we just started doing pre-sales, and we're already sold out of a few towels. And the sky's the limit, I guess, with this. But we're hearing a lot of places like that are definitely interested, and we hope that'll happen.
Do you
That'll
sell
be really fun.
Do you sell the ones for the boobs in like brick and mortar retail, or is it strictly an online business?
No, I've been doing it all online. Like I said, I'm not very. I didn't go to school for this. I didn't know how to even get myself into those stores. And what I'm finding out now, also from watching Shark Tank, is brick and mortar, you lose a lot of money because they expect you to cut your costs a lot. And because I make them in America, they're a lot more expensive. So I've been doing all sales online, and we haven't had any issues. But hopefully within the next year or two, we'll start expanding and going into brick and mortar.
Very cool. Are you eventually going to start trying to like get a factory and make them somewhere else besides the U.S.?
No, I'm a Navy brat. I'm like really proud to give jobs to people here. It's something that helps me sleep better at night. Also, when you manufacture overseas, you have to buy like 6 months worth all at one time. And then when the ship shows up, if they're not done correctly, that's all your money's gone. So I like to be very hands-on. Very hands-on with my Tata towels and Testy towels.
Which side of the business sells more for you? Is it the male side or female side?
Well, we just launched the male side, so
It's new. Okay.
last week. So definitely.
Oh shit!
Protecting one ball at a time.
All right. Well, then that was a dumb question on my part.
No worries.
He's got balls on the mind.
So we do have sets now, so you can buy matching Tata towels and a matching Testy towel just in time for the holidays for your family.
Wait, can you say that again? Because you went kind of silent.
Oh, sorry.
Oop,
I was
now you're
saying,
back.
Am I there?
Yep.
You're here.
Okay. I was saying we now make matching Tata towels and Testy towels just in time for the holidays for your holiday pictures.
I know what I'm wearing for that holiday picture.
Oh my gosh, I'm sending you guys towels now. And could you make a calendar out of this? I feel
Yes.
like you guys would be
The answer is
calendar model.
yes.
We not only will we kind of already did. in my mind. And wait till you see the promo picture for this episode.
Dude, do you think we could get like all the comics to do it?
That
I'm thinking. I'm
well,
in.
You know, as comedians, when you're on stage, you do sweat. So now you've got something that could just, it's like a hand just holding you.
just comforting you while you lose all your emotions.
Exactly.
Dude, I'll go on with just the Testy towel next show.
He's not kidding, by the way.
That would be amazing.
I really don't care.
Well, the other good thing is if you do wear the Testy towel with your pants on, it does kind of give you a bigger bulge. So
that I need.
I don't know if you're doing new like Tinder pictures or something.
Can you wear two at a time?
I don't know. You tell me.
I'm gonna try for my new profile pic.
Yes.
It's just gonna be that like Gene Simmons.
That's amazing.
So where are you from originally? You said you were a Navy brat. So where are you from?
Yeah. So I was born in Virginia. I've lived in DC, like all over the place. And then now my family's in Seattle, Portland area, and I've been in Los Angeles for going on 17 years, which is actually the longest place I've lived anywhere in my entire life. We used to move every like 14 to 16 months. So yeah, I've lived all over the U.S.
That's crazy. Was your dad was in the Navy?
Yeah, my dad was a corpsman in the Navy.
What does he think of the Testy and Tata towels business?
Well, what's really funny is I sit around at Thanksgiving dinner with doctors, lawyers, teachers, good doers, and then here I am, like, I created a towel for boobs and balls.
Well, wait, time out. You are a good doer. That you're like at the top of the heap for good doers.
I appreciate that. Thank you. It's just funny because I sit around a table with, lots of degrees and very smart people, and here I am just, I created a towel for boob sweat and balls now.
Listen, they can take those mathematics degrees, and what are they going to do? They're not going to create a boob or ball towel. Maybe they will, but...
my family's been incredibly supportive, and they think it's hilarious, and they're not surprised at all. I used to sneak over to a friend's house to watch MacGyver because my parents didn't have cable. And so I feel like it all goes back to like MacGyver days of trying to figure things out.
Do you have
Find a better way.
Do you have one of the Testy towels in like cheetah print or leopard?
We can do that.
Ooh, that would be fantastic.
Is that the one that you would like? I'll make you one special.
I would, and it would be my Magic Mike.
I'm Magic Mike.
You could put one over the mic too.
We should do that. We should make some Testy towels for our mics, but the problem is it's only one big ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, just make sure you don't switch the one that you use for yourself with the one you put on the mic.
Yeah, I never know.
So where do you see are you going to branch out into other things possibly? You got the towels. Is there something else that's going to be coming? Anything down the line?
Yes. We're working on quite a few things for women. We've got a couple other ideas I'm working on. I've got 2 more patents in the work. So that's something that I'm excited about. Can't really talk much about it, unfortunately, because before you file the patent,
got you.
you can't really talk about it.
Top half or bottom half?
It's for both, actually.
Ooh.
We also are going to be coming out with like a lounge wear, so your pajamas can match your top. All different kinds of things for getting ready. And I'm a problem solver, so I'm trying to.
I had another friend of mine was on Shark Tank recently. I want to say it was the shortest Shark Tank appearance of anything they ever put on Shark Tank.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it's it's actually a very similar in like type. Not obviously, it's not to but used for your boobs or balls. But it's called the dude robe. Did you see that by chance?
No, I haven't.
You could look on YouTube and see it. That's what it's called, the dude robe, and basically it's terry cloth pajamas.
Okay.
And it's for very much the same kind of concept where you get out of the shower and you're hot, you're sweaty. Instead of running around in a towel, you throw on this hoodie, and it's made out of terry cloth. So it's like a towel, but it's more hoodie. And same thing with the pants and shorts. It's a little strange because it's not much more than a hoodie, but it is funny to watch the episode on Shark Tank because I don't think it was 45 seconds from the time he came on until the time he was walking off with a 5 no's.
No, you're in there much longer.
Oh yeah, no, of course. I mean, but his episode was 45 seconds. You should watch it. It's very funny.
I'm definitely going to. That's hilarious.
But he got a ton of exposure off of it, of course, which is why large reason people go on Shark Tank. And he's now not partnered, but he's now working with a ton of athletes, and they're wearing it in the locker room after the games. Just
that's awesome.
Organically, it just happened that way, and it does make sense for that. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So it's terry cloth. You should check it out.
Well, that is cool. And then we could send Testy towels too, and they can wear that underneath.
That would be so
focus
funny.
on that one area. That would be awesome.
I'll put the two of you guys together. You can strategize.
That would be amazing. Thanks.
You're welcome.
The one thing I wanted to ask about was Shark Tank's one of my favorite shows, by the way. Love that show. But I've heard the process of getting onto it. Like, you only see like the clips on TV and whatever. Like, could you go through that a little bit? Like, I've heard it's really insane what it takes to get there, like on the show.
Yeah, it's a very long process. They're constantly telling you, you might not be on, but we're just still, going through the motions, and, nothing's ever guaranteed. And if you actually do get on, it's still not even guaranteed that they air your episode. So the process is really difficult, but it only made me better at understanding my business and learning, my numbers and things like that. So it is a long process, but if it's not hard to get on and you don't have to jump through so many hoops, is it really worth it?
Right.
I feel like they groom you, and like I said before, I don't know how much I can say. You have to sign your life away to them, but it is a very long, tedious process that sometimes can take months leading up to it.
Wow. Did you tape at the Sony studio?
Yeah, we did.
Did you walk under the giant rainbow?
The giant rainbow.
There's a huge rainbow there.
To be honest with you, I think I blacked out that whole day. So you could have told me there was a giant unicorn that greeted me, and I was probably like, "Oh, okay, sure, totally."
That sounds like me before I go on stage. I don't know where I am.
You probably did walk under the giant unicorn. But
yeah,
no,
probably.
There's a giant rainbow there because I believe that's where they made the original Wizard of Oz.
Oh, that's cool.
So there's a rainbow, like huge rainbow when you enter the movie studio. But I'm kind of familiar with where the soundstage is for the Shark Tank taping, and it's on the back side of the studio, so you may not have gone in that way. But anyway.
No, I was just trying not to pass out and wet my pants and throw up all at the same time.
Was it just you up there? I want to go watch your episode. Was it just you up there? Do you have models with you and everything?
I had 3 models with me, and then it was just myself. So
yeah, I sort of, it's now, I'm pretty sure I've seen it actually, because I religiously watch Shark Tank because I've had several friends on it, but also I really love that show because my main business is consumer products marketing. So, to me, it's a very cool thing to watch just as
definitely
for the business. And I'm pretty sure I saw it. I can visualize myself seeing it.
I think about it all the time, and it's so funny because the first half is going great. They love me. It's hilarious, and I'm thinking I'm killing it. And then all of a sudden, it's like they all just turn on you immediately, and you're just like, hold on, they're going to tear you apart.
And then I think most people who watch that show think that you're there taping your spot for 10, 15 minutes, but in reality,
that's what I was going to ask.
They taped your spot for probably, I'm assuming, multi-hours. You're in there getting taped, for what they'll trim down to a few minutes, and you're there getting beat up what it looks like for 30 seconds, but you've been beat up for 3 hours.
Yeah, pretty much. It's definitely, they don't show everything. And it's a pressure cooker. You go in there and rightfully so. They have a lot of questions, and if they're going to invest in you, they want to know. But I also came from a TV background, and so I had in the back of my mind, I was like, okay, if they turn on me, just hold your middle finger up and just drop, F-bombs and everything like that, because they can't air it. And then they'll just ask you to leave. So that was my backup plan. If anything were to go wrong.
Like, I'm going to burn this fucker down.
It's so funny you say that, and that's your perspective, because, this is going, like, you wouldn't understand you'll understand it, but last week we let a friend of ours close our nightly comedy show that we do. And he's an up and coming comedian. He's pretty funny. So we were like, we'll let him close the show at this bar that we do it at, and it's a mixture of comedians and beach locals, right?
Drunks.
So
men above the age of 60, hammered.
Getting hammered at the bar. So we let him go up on stage, and he's closing out, and the first 3 or 4 minutes of his act were unbelievably funny. One of the guys who I know said something to me like, where did this guy come from, and how did he get so funny so fast? And then not within 10 seconds of him getting those words out of his mouth, the guy up on stage proceeded to, the only real way to describe it is throw fire on the staff and the people who were in the bar, and then light a match and literally burned the place to the ground in a bad way.
Awkward.
And to the point that the busboy for this bar had to go to the DJ booth and cut the mic off.
No.
Yeah, this was 5 minutes after I said, hey, man, do you want to host this every Monday now? He said, oh, my God, thank you so much, and gave me a hug, and then he did that. And I was like, hey, you're an idiot or what? What's the matter with you?
Oh, my God. You're like, I hope you enjoyed it, because you will never do that again.
Yeah, he's hosting tomorrow.
Yeah,
but
oh, great.
We're forgiving. We're like, if you ever do that again, though, I'm gonna kill you.
You're gonna go in timeout, and you're now on parole forever.
Exactly.
Well, that's really nice of you guys to give him another shot.
Yeah, he's a good dude. He takes all of our photo and video for all of our shows and everything. He does a lot of stuff for us. So
we're also incredibly lazy at this point.
Yeah, that's probably the real point.
We got too much shit going on.
Too much. Who was I always wonder, because I always I love Shark Tank. Who was the meanest to you out of all of them? Is it Kevin?
I don't know. I have a really thick skin. Like, I don't think any of them were mean. I understand that they all have a job to do as well. I think the only, I would say that Mark wasn't willing to have fun with it.
Yeah, I could see that.
He put on a Tata towel. He put oranges in them and was wearing one. They all were really fun. I didn't expect any of the men to understand at all. I just figured they'd turn into 12-year-old boys, which they did. We're like,
that's what we do, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're the best at.
They just heard me say boobs, and everything else just went in one ear and went out the other.
It's funny that grown, adult, well-established, wealthy males still just go down to being 12-year-old boys once you say boobs.
What would you do when 4 girls walk in basically in a boob sling? You'd probably react
I'd
the
be
same
like,
way.
oh, this is interesting.
Yeah, sure you would.
I would like to invest. You wouldn't have to say anything. I would just see a hot girl, I'd black out. I'd be like, how much do you guys need?
Yeah.
How much
Man, I
money?
wish you were
Whatever
there that
you
day.
want. Yeah, well, I don't have any money to give you, but if I did, I'd be like, yeah, just whatever you guys want.
Where's the factory? Just as long as we can come to the photo shoots, we're in. Anything you want, we'll
Can I
give you
hang out with
double.
the models? What's going on?
Yeah, they're pretty great.
They are.
They're pretty great. Yeah.
That blonde girl
had-
on your website, I'm in love with her. So I'm just tell her I said hi.
Oh, thanks. You know what's funny is I actually discovered her. I gave her her first modeling job, and then a few months later, she was in top 10 Maxim's like new models to watch out for.
Holy
And
shit.
Yeah, right.
She better be buying you a
So-
dope Christmas gift this year.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, no, that's something. Another thing that I'm really proud of is my models that I've been using in the past. They're like blowing up. Another one's already signed to Wilhelmina, which is, I don't know if you know, but like the top modeling agency. But now I call and I'm like, can I still have my before Wilhelmina prices?
Yeah, and the answer is
Yeah, they do. They love me. Like
that's good.
That's
they really
cool.
have grown with me on this business. They took my first pictures before we even went viral and anyone knew us. And then, I worked with them after we went viral. Then I asked them to be on Shark Tank. So we're all kind of growing up together, which is cool for me.
Where do you live? I mean, not your exact address, but
Oh, boy.
Jesus,
Where-
Greg. What the fuck?
what part of what part of LA are you in? Do you live in?
I live in Eagle Rock right now.
Where's-
So it's kind of Pasadena,
oh
like
yeah.
where like the hipsters live.
Yep.
Oh, nice. You drink kombucha every day or what?
No, that shit is disgusting.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible, huh?
Stomach. Yeah.
What
I
is
can't, but now I see them selling them in like gallon jars. Ugh, no thanks.
what's your coffee place of choice?
I don't drink coffee until this year. I just started drinking.
Until I started this business and I needed to stay up late. Now I need coffee.
Exactly. No, that's very true.
I
I
know.
started drinking Bulletproof. Have you heard of that?
Oh, fuck,
yeah.
Do you
So-
shit your pants every
I-
morning?
I'm obsessed. Used to. Not anymore.
Get used to the MCT oil and
So-
all the butter and everything.
So wait, do you
Oh my
make
god,
it?
it's amazing though. I've never been so focused,
Yeah, I've
and
had
I
it.
have
It's great.
major ADD. So it was like taking Ritalin in the morning. I got like 8 months of work done before noon.
Do you make it yourself, or do you buy the
I
pre-made?
do.
You buy the different components. You buy the
I
bulletproof
used
coffee. And all that.
to, yeah, I used to buy the cartons just because, like I said, I never drank coffee, so I didn't even know how to make it. And
Yeah.
then my boyfriend's mom actually is big into it, and she made it once. It gave me the recipe, and now like I've nailed it.
I could tell you off the air a bulletproof secret.
Oh, what?
no,
that
no.
I shouldn't do it.
Oh no, you totally should, but it
Okay.
yeah, but I'll just tell you after.
Yeah, tell me. I'm so into it.
But it's good. I was addicted to bulletproof for a while, but I was buying the pre-made ones in the little cartons for like $5
Yeah.
a piece at Whole Foods, and I
So
was
expensive.
slowly going broke on coffee.
Yeah.
Exactly how mine happened too.
Yeah,
Like, I can't keep buying this.
I was just curious if you were because I'm in LA all the time myself for work, and I stay at the beach a lot, and I used to go to Creation like 3 times a day.
Oh,
And
wow.
I don't know if you know that place too. That literally was driving me totally broke, but they made some of the best pre-made coffees with all that shit in it. So good. But now,
Well, I had to stop going there anyways just because parking alone cost me $78 because I would get a parking ticket. It was ridiculous trying to park there and get in.
Jesus.
And then you get in and you get 3 sips of coffee for $22.
yeah, I know. They actually suckered me into I walked in one day. I was going to buy one of the coffees that was like $11, and then they were like,
Yeah.
we just started selling the CBD water. You should try it. And I'm like, I don't know. Like that just sounds like a bunch of pot seeds in a thing of water. Like I don't whatever.
That's exactly what it is. It's a bean and water.
Right.
And I'm paying
So I
$12.
was like, okay. So I bought a coffee and a bottle of water. It was like $24. I opened the water. I'm like, this is just pot seeds in a cup of water. That's all it was.
Did you take a picture, post it on Instagram, and feel super
Doesn't
cool?
count if you
Of
don't.
course, I probably there's probably 9 there. I had to get my money's worth,
That's
and
hilarious.
like 3 stories and anything else I could have
Yeah.
done. Anyway, so we are going to wrap shortly and want to just to make sure that we get everything out we need to get out for you. So the newest thing are the Testy towels. And where can people go to that? Do you have a dedicated website for that? Is it off of your Tata Towels website? Like, what's the best way people could find that?
So the best way to find them is on tatatowels.com. And then on Tata Towels, you can buy the gift set of the matching Tata towel with the Testy towel. And then we also sell Testy towels on testytowels.com. And that's Testy with an IE.
So if there was one main reason that every dude should go out immediately and buy the Testy towel, what would it be?
The main reason, who doesn't want to keep everything together and have it nicely, gently held all day long as a reminder that you are
loved.
Self-love, man. Self-love.
Self-love. That's exactly it. Self-love.
You are living in the hipster area, huh?
Yeah. Oh my God, if you guys met me though, I'm so not hipster.
So there you have it, guys. You need to go out and get your Testy towels to feel love.
I'm going to try it. I'm excited. I'm going to wear it on stage.
I'm going to wear it everywhere.
Yeah, I'm just going to wear it.
I cannot wait. Leopard, right? I'm going to make one just
I'll order whatever. You don't have to make anything special. I'll order whatever.
She was talking to me. Speak for yourself.
Yeah. But I'm definitely going to wear them and
I'll pay for it
show
too.
them to people.
I'm happy to buy them.
You're going to hide it.
I was leopard, zebra, any snakeskin, anything absurd.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, we sent one. Harley Flanagan asked for one. We got one out to him too.
Well, he's wearing it on stage. You should actually have him get one to Flea because he will definitely wear it on stage.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that would be hilarious.
And they look.
He'd wear it all the time. They kind of do look the same.
They look pretty similar. It's crazy, actually.
Exactly.
Apparently, you have to look that way to play the bass. I don't know. It's crazy.
And be crazy.
Well, make sure I get all of your guys' information too, because I would love to send you some.
Yeah, I'll send you. Obviously you called on your text, your cell phone. I'll shoot you a text with everything.
Okay, perfect.
So this was a lot of fun. I really appreciate it.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it was awesome.
And I hope to see and meet you in person wearing the towels of different kinds. And we will talk them up to everybody we know and post the living shit out of it.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you, Erin, very much.
Uneducated, unfiltered,